Guardians of the Void, a Deathworlder tale. The crystalline spires of the Galactic Council Central Chamber shimmered with emergency lighting, casting prismatic shadows across the worried faces of 200 species representatives. Supreme Chancellor Vextera, their most celebrated diplomat in 10,000 years, stood motionless as the latest reports filtered through her neural interface. Her translucent skin, typical of the ancient Lumerian race, pulsed with patterns of distress that even non-telepathic species could read. "The Eternal Swarm has awakened," she announced, her harmonious voice carrying through the perfect acoustics of the vast chamber. "3 systems are already lost. Billions dead. The Terran Defense Fleet annihilated." The chamber erupted in chaos. The Theraxians were renowned for their military might, their living ships capable of regenerating from almost any damage. If they had fallen... "Show us!" demanded Ambassador Catal of the Silicon Consciousness, his crystalline form vibrating with anxiety. The chamber's holographic system activated, displaying footage from the Theraxians' last transmission. Massive organic shapes moved through the void, each larger than a small moon. Their surfaces rippled with malevolent purpose as they absorbed everything in their path. Ships, stations, even asteroids, the Theraxian fleet's weapons, capable of cracking planets, barely scratched their ever-healing hulls. The legends were true, whispered High Scholar Zelon of the Archive Worlds. The Great Devourer has returned. In the following hours, the Council reviewed historical records from a dozen civilizations. The Eternal Swarm appeared every few millennia, consuming everything in their path before returning to hibernation. No species had ever successfully fought them. Those who survived did so by hiding or fleeing. "There must be someone," Chancellor Vextera insisted, her inner light dimming with despair. "In all our mapped space, surely there's a civilization with the strength to..." "There might be one." The voice came from a darkened alcove where Kavol, the veteran scout whose exploration fleet had charted the galaxy's dangerous edges, stepped into the light. His chitinous exoskeleton bore scars from 1,000 unknown encounters, and his compound eyes held secrets that made even the Council's most experienced members uncomfortable. "Speak, Explorer Kavol," the Chancellor commanded. "Any hope, no matter how small?" "Not small," Kavol corrected, "but perhaps terrifying in their own right. I found them in the Forbidden Zones, on a world we had designated as uninhabitable. A death world." The chamber fell silent. Deathworlds were planets so hostile that intelligent life shouldn't exist there. Extreme gravity, deadly atmospheres, constant tectonic activity. Nature's proof that some places were never meant to cradle consciousness. "They call their world Earth," Kavol continued. "Their system appears empty on our charts because they've masked it with technology more advanced than anything I've encountered, but I managed to make contact with their leaders. What I learned..." He paused, mandibles clicking with what might have been amusement. "What I learned changed everything I thought I knew about evolution." The holographic system activated again, displaying a planet that made several council members recoil. Blue oceans covered much of its surface, but angry storm systems swirled across its atmosphere. Massive tectonic plates ground against each other, spewing molten rock. The gravity readings alone violated several theories about habitable worlds. "Triple standard gravity," Kavol explained. "Temperature variations that would shatter most species' molecular bonds. Atmospheric oxygen levels that should cause spontaneous combustion. Thousands of predator species, each more deadly than the last. And yet they didn't just survive, they conquered it all." He brought up new images, massive cities, orbital habitats, ships that seem to absorb light itself. They call themselves humans. Their bodies are dense with muscle, their bones reinforced like battle steel. They can survive in environments that would kill most species instantly. And they've turned their harsh world's lessons into military might, unlike anything I've seen. "If they're so powerful," Ambassador Catal challenged, "why haven't they conquered nearby systems? Why hide?" "Because they're not conquerors," Kavol replied. "They're guardians. Their history is filled with stories of stronger groups protecting weaker ones. They build weapons not to dominate but to defend, and they've been preparing for war their entire existence, though they didn't know against what. Maybe this is why." The Council deliberated for hours, desperation warring with fear of the unknown. Finally, Chancellor Vextera made her decision. "Send the call," she ordered. "Let us hope these Deathworlders are as noble as Kavol believes. Deep within Fortress Mountain, Earth's most secure military installation. Admiral Chen studied the alien transmission. For a century, humanity had hidden their true strength, building fleets in secret while maintaining the facade of a pre-spaceflight civilization. They had known first contact was inevitable, but they had wanted it on their terms. Now, the galaxy needed them. All commands, this is Fleet Control, she broadcast globally. Operation Guardian is now active. This is not a drill. Repeat, Operation Guardian is active. Across Earth, hidden installations hummed to life. Massive hangar doors opened in mountain ranges and beneath oceans. The Terran Defense Fleet, humanity's greatest achievement, emerged from hiding. 100 warships, each representing the pinnacle of human engineering and determination, powered up their antimatter cores. Aboard the flagship Hyperion, Admiral Chen watched her crew prepare for humanity's first official interstellar war. The ship's quantum computers processed tactical data from preliminary scans, while its artificial intelligence, limited by choice, after the AI wars of the previous century, calculated jump coordinates. Admiral, her executive officer, Commander David Patel, reported. All ships report ready. The fleet can jump on your command. Chen nodded, studying the holographic display showing Earth one last time. Their homeworld looked peaceful from orbit, its harsh nature hidden beneath swirling clouds. But every human carried that harshness in their genes, in their unbreakable spirit. All ships prepare for jump, she ordered. Today, we show the galaxy why Earth's children are both its greatest warriors and its most determined protectors. The Hyperion's bridge crew worked with practiced efficiency, their bodies designed by evolution to withstand stresses that would kill most sapient species. Chen remembered her grandfather's stories about humanity's first steps into space, how their high-G training had seemed excessive until they encountered their first alien vessel and realized that what humans considered normal would liquefy most species. Jump coordinates locked, reported Lieutenant Sarah Wong from navigation. Fleet is in formation. Take us out, Chen commanded. Let's go make history. 100 ships vanished in flashes of quantum displacement, leaving their hidden world behind. When they emerged near the Galactic Council's capital world, the assembled alien species watched in awe as humanity revealed their true strength. The Hyperion and its sister ships were unlike anything the galaxy had seen. Their black hulls absorbed virtually all radiation, making them nearly invisible to standard sensors. Energy readings from their weapons made detection systems shriek in protest. Even their crews' life signs confused alien sensors, their dense muscles and reinforced bones appearing more like mechanical systems than organic life. The council chamber fell silent as Admiral Chen's hologram appeared before them. Her environment suit, necessary in the lower gravity and alien atmosphere, made her look more machine than organic. When she removed her helmet, several representatives gasped at her solid form, so different from their own wispy or crystalline bodies. "Honorable Council," she began, her voice carrying the authority of someone used to commanding in battle. "Earth answers your call. Show us the enemy." The next 3 days were spent in intense preparation. The Council shared everything they knew about the Eternal Swarm, while Earth's scientists and tactical officers analyzed the data. They quickly confirmed what Cavil had suspected. Humanity's harsh evolution had created the perfect warriors to fight this threat. The Swarm's biological ships are impressive, Commander Patel explained during a briefing, but they evolved in space, where radiation and vacuum were their only real threats. They've never faced weapons designed to fight through Earth's atmosphere, or ships built to withstand our gravity. Chen nodded, studying the tactical displays. "And their regenerative abilities? Require enormous energy," Patel continued. "We've modified our weapons to exploit that. Concentrated fire should overwhelm their healing factor. But the real advantage is our crews. Our gravity," Chen understood. "They won't expect us to maneuver like we can." The Eternal Swarm arrived exactly as predicted, their organic ships rippling through space like living nightmares. They had consumed 1,000 worlds, growing stronger with each civilization they devoured. Their victory was certain. Then humanity showed them why Deathworlders were feared. The Terran fleet moved with impossible speed, their crews unaffected by maneuvers that would have killed most species. Railguns fired projectiles at relativistic speeds, while plasma lances burned through organic armor. The Swarm's regenerative abilities meant nothing against weapons designed to counter biological adaptation. "Energy spike," Tactical Officer Lieutenant Rodriguez reported. "They're adapting their armor. Just like Earth's predators, Chen replied with grim satisfaction. Hit them harder. Don't let them evolve countermeasures. The battle split into dozens of smaller engagements. Earth's ships, demonstrating combat doctrine, perfected through centuries of warfare. Smaller vessels darted between the massive swarm ships, targeting vulnerable points identified by xenobiologists. Larger battleships provided covering fire, their coordinated barrages overwhelming the enemy's defensive capabilities. In space, sound doesn't carry, but through their ship's sensors, every species in the galaxy heard the swarm's psychic shriek of frustration. Never had prey fought back with such ferocity. Never had their biological superiority meant so little. The battle raged for 6 days. The swarm lost ships by the dozen, unable to counter humanity's relentless assault. Their attempts to adapt were met with new tactics, new weapons, new ways to die. Earth's fleet suffered losses too, 15 ships destroyed, their crews sacrificing themselves to protect alien worlds they had never seen. When the swarm's queen ship finally emerged from hyperspace, thinking to turn the tide, it found itself trapped in humanity's most cunning stratagem. The Terran fleet had herded the remaining swarm ships into a tight formation. Now they executed a maneuver that would have been suicide for any other species. All ships activate Protocol Omega, Chen broadcast. It's been an honor serving with you. Every human ship activated their antimatter cores simultaneously, creating a localized space-time distortion. The swarm, caught in the gravity well, could only watch as their ships were torn apart at the atomic level. The explosion was visible across half the galaxy, a brief new star born from humanity's sacrifice. But when the quantum interference cleared, something impossible appeared. Earth's ships, battered but intact, had survived by riding the shockwave in a maneuver that violated several laws of physics. Deathworlders, Kavol said with something like pride. They evolved to survive the impossible. In the aftermath, the Galactic Council's chamber was silent as Admiral Chen addressed them. Her environment suit was scorched, her crew exhausted, but her voice carried the same unwavering strength. The Eternal Swarm is defeated, she reported. Their threat to civilized space is ended, and humanity stands ready to help defend against any other threats that may emerge. Why? Asked Chancellor Vexistara, her crystalline form shimmering with emotion. Why risk everything for species you barely knew existed? Chen's response echoed through the chamber. Because Earth taught us something vital. Strength isn't just about survival, it's about protection. We became strong so others wouldn't have to. That's humanity's gift to the galaxy. The Council's response was unprecedented. Earth was formally recognized not just as a member world, but as the foundation of a new Galactic Defense Force. Other species sought their guidance on military matters, their expertise in survival, their unyielding spirit in the face of impossible odds. In the months that followed, humanity's influence spread far beyond military matters. Their medical knowledge, born from treating injuries on a high-gravity world, revolutionized galactic healthcare. Their construction techniques, designed to withstand earthquakes and storms, transformed urban development on 100 worlds. But perhaps most importantly, they changed how the galaxy's species viewed strength itself. The humans proved that power could serve protection rather than dominance, that the strongest warriors could also be the most dedicated guardians. A year after the battle, Admiral Chen stood in the Council chamber again, this time to inaugurate the first class of the Joint Species Defense Academy. Young officers from 1,000 worlds had come to learn from humanity, to understand how Earth's harsh embrace had created both warriors and protectors. Some call us Deathworlders, she told the assembled cadets. They say we come from hell itself. But Earth taught us more than just how to survive. It taught us why strength matters. Every storm we weathered, every predator we faced, every challenge we overcame, they all prepared us for this moment. Not to conquer, but to protect. Not to dominate, but to defend. The cadets, some crystalline, some energy-based, some defying description, listened intently as she continued. You'll train under Earth's gravity, face our world's challenges, learn why we are what we are. It won't be easy, but neither is survival. Neither is protection. Neither is the duty we all now share. She gestured to the stars visible through the chamber's transparent dome. Out there, more threats await. More civilizations need protection. More battles must be fought. But you won't fight alone. Earth's children stand with you. And we will teach you everything we know about turning hell itself into strength. The galaxy had changed forever. The age of peace through protection had begun, and humanity led the way. proving that the harshest cradle could produce the most benevolent guardians. In the years that followed, many asked why Earth's children had chosen protection over domination. The answer was always the same: because we know what it means to face overwhelming odds, to stare into the abyss and refuse to blink. We survived hell itself so others wouldn't have to. That's not just our strength, it's our duty. And so humanity took their place among the stars, not as conquerors but as shields against the darkness. The Deathworlders had arrived, and the galaxy was better for it. Deep in the void between stars, a new message began to spread, passed from species to species. If you seek peace, look to the diplomats. If you seek knowledge, look to the scholars. But if you seek protection, if you need warriors, with both strength and heart, look to Earth. For in the cradle of storms, in the world of unrelenting challenge, evolution forged not just survivors but guardians, and they stand ready to defend us all.